Alright guys, I'm really excited to announce this. But some context. I talk a lot about my own success here on this channel. Rarely do I get to talk about the success of my theories at large. Sure, I'll see everyone else's gains posts on r/getting bigger, for example, but most intelligent people pick from multiple different sources to get the most well-rounded approach, and therefore they'll have the best chances of success. I personally believe that my stuff is the most well-rounded already because I've already taken from so many different sources. All I really have done is just applied physical therapy science to it. So, on top of that, I would see success with my clients, but it would be rare that I would see photos from them showing off their success to me. And really what would happen is after 3 to 6 months, these guys would get the hang of it and then they would drop my services, which is fine. That's basically exactly what I wanted, them to be able to do PE on their own. But I would rarely be seeing long-term success with my clients because they're birds leaving the nest, essentially. I don't see them as adult birds with big dicks, apparently. But anyway, BD's Gain-a-thon is going to be addressing this. I'm probably just going to be calling it Gain-a-thon because I'm not that big of a narcissist. But essentially, I'm taking on 4 clients. I already got them selected. I did a request on Reddit and got over 100 people to apply. We had to whittle it down from 100 to 15 to 4. So these 4 are the people that I assumed would be able to stick with it the easiest, as well as give the most interesting content and a good variety of individuals. But anyway, these 4 clients will be working with me for a year, where we'll be making monthly voice phone calls that we'll share with you, and I'll just add in some educational content inside the videos as well for context. We're going to try to release a client call weekly here. So there will be a lot of content to go through. So if you want to keep up with everything going on with this project, subscribe to this channel. That way you will stay up to date. Additionally, I post a lot of relatively interesting stuff with penis enlargement in general. So if you just want to learn, this channel is a great place for that. That's one part of the deal. The second part of the deal is that they'll be sharing their progress pictures at gains.peakmalephysique.com. That site's not up yet. It will be up yet by the time we are live. I will also be sending them calibrated rulers, calibrated measuring tapes, and tripods to make it very easy for them to have consistent progress pictures. Over the course of the year, we should have undeniable evidence that physiotherapy-based penis enlargement is quite effective. I am putting a lot on the line on this. This is literally my reputation. I'm quite confident that I can get most of these people to gain quite significantly in that time. Depends on your definition of significant, but I can almost guarantee you someone will stagnate, and that's where the most value of this series is going to come in. How do we get past these points where progress stalls? And most guys, if they've been doing this for more than 2 or 3 years, will hit this wall eventually, where they need to figure out what the hell the problem is, and this is going to be very good for troubleshooting, because you'll actually see me, who's considered an expert in this field, for whatever reason, and we'll work through it together, and hopefully we can get this guy back on the right track. And that's where my mettle is really going to be tested. This idea is not 100% mine. Someone I used to work with quite closely in this field came up with this idea about January, but business went crazy and I could not really keep up with these new ideas. Then my current assistant, Red, he's basically my main Peak Male Physique guy, brought it up again, doing video calls and consultations for free on the channel. In return, we post them publicly. I wanted something more long-term and something that actually would be more realistic, like for the everyday person, because setting up a routine is one thing, actually sticking with it is a whole nother thing. So that's where this came from. A former friend in the field and my current assistant. I just made it a little more dramatic. Okay, now to keep these people involved and engaged, the person that gains the most by percentage will be receiving $1,000 from Peak Male Physique. Peak Male Physique is sponsoring this entire thing. Yes, it's my own company. Yes, it's a bit self-indulging, but I truly believe in this stuff. And if you look at most research studies, a lot of these places compensate their lab rats, essentially, especially with these longer-term studies. So to keep them engaged, $1,000 is on the line at this current moment for whoever can gain the most by percentage. Now, a few things real quick. When they're measuring, they will be using a tripod 2 inches away from the tip of their penis. This is going to give a very consistent measuring point. So despite how much they grow, the camera will always be about 2 inches away from their junk, and their mons pubis, their fat pad, has to be visible. Every measurement is going to be bone press. They can share non-bone press, but I only care about bone press because weight fluctuates a lot throughout the year, so that's why we're doing bone press specifically when reporting. Mid-shaft measurements are what we're going to be looking at for girth specifically. But in conclusion, we're going to take on 4 clients, share their results publicly, share their trials and tribulations publicly, and then put my theories to the test. So if you're down for it, please like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll have the first couple videos here in the next 2 weeks. See you then.